Officer Jake Martinez pulled his patrol car onto the shoulder of Highway 47 and turned on his emergency lights. The red and blue flashes cut through the Arizona desert heat like colored knives. He had been patrolling this stretch of road for 3 years and knew every curve and hill. The motorcycle he had just clocked going 90 in a 60 zone was now sitting 50 feet ahead of him. Jake stepped out of his car and adjusted his utility belt. The sun was brutal at 2 in the afternoon and sweat already started forming under his uniform. He walked toward the motorcycle with steady steps. The bike looked strange to him. It was sleek and black with lines that seemed too smooth for any brand he knew. The engine was completely silent even though it was still running. The rider sat perfectly still on the bike. She wore a black leather jacket and matching pants with a helmet that covered her entire face. Jake could not see any license plate on the back of the motorcycle. That was another violation to add to the speeding ticket. "Good afternoon," Jake called out as he approached. "I clocked you doing 90 miles per hour back there. License and registration, please." The woman turned her head toward him but did not remove her helmet right away. Her movements seemed careful and measured. After a few seconds, she reached up and pulled off the helmet. Long brown hair fell down around her shoulders. She looked to be in her late 20s with sharp green eyes that seemed to be studying everything around her. "Officer, I was not aware I was speeding," she said. Her voice was calm, but Jake noticed a slight tension in it. "I need to reach my destination as quickly as possible." Jake pulled out his citation book and pen. "Everyone has somewhere important to be. That does not give you the right to break the speed limit. License and registration." The woman reached into her jacket pocket and pulled out what looked like a standard driver's license. She handed it to Jake without saying anything else. He looked down at the plastic card and read the name Lisa Carter with an address in Phoenix. The photo matched her face, but something about the license felt different. The plastic seemed thicker than normal and there was a small chip embedded in one corner. "Where is your registration for the motorcycle?" Jake asked. Lisa Carter looked directly at him. "The registration is electronic. It should show up when you run my license." Jake nodded and walked back to his patrol car. He slid into the driver's seat and turned on his computer terminal. He typed in Lisa's license number and waited for the system to respond. The screen showed a loading message for longer than usual. Jake drummed his fingers on the steering wheel and looked back at the motorcycle. Lisa had not moved from her position. After 2 minutes, the computer screen flickered and displayed something Jake had never seen before. Instead of the normal driver information, there was a series of numbers and letters that made no sense. At the bottom of the screen was a message that read, "Classification level unknown. Contact supervisor immediately." Jake stared at the screen and felt his stomach tighten. In 3 years of police work, he had run thousands of license checks. He had seen suspended licenses, warrants, and even federal watch list notifications. But he had never seen anything like this encrypted message. He picked up his radio and called dispatch. "Central, this is Unit 12. I need to speak with Sergeant Adams immediately." The dispatcher's voice crackled through the speaker. "Unit 12, stand by for Sergeant Adams." Jake waited and watched Lisa Carter in his rearview mirror. She had turned around on the motorcycle and was looking directly at his patrol car. Even from this distance, he could see the tension in her shoulders. "Unit 12, this is Sergeant Adams. What do you need?" Jake pressed the radio button. "Sarge, I ran a license and got some kind of encrypted response. The system is telling me to contact my supervisor immediately. The driver appears normal, but something is not right here." There was silence on the radio for several seconds. Jake could hear other patrol units talking in the background about routine calls and traffic stops. "Unit 12, what is your location?" Sergeant Adams finally asked. "Highway 47, mile marker 32. I have a motorcycle stopped for speeding. Stay in your vehicle and maintain visual contact with the subject. Do not approach until I get there. I'm 20 minutes out." Jake felt a chill run down his spine despite the heat. "Copy that, Sarge. Should I call for backup?" "Negative. Just sit tight and wait for me." Jake set down the radio and looked at Lisa Carter again. She had not moved, but something about her posture suggested she was listening to their radio conversation. That was impossible from her distance, but Jake trusted his instincts. He decided to approach her again. Walking back to the motorcycle, he tried to appear casual but kept his hand near his service weapon. Lisa turned to face him as he got closer. "Is there a problem with my license?" she asked. Jake studied her face for any sign of deception. "The computer system is running slow today. My supervisor is on his way to help sort things out." While we wait, can you tell me where you are heading in such a hurry? Lisa's green eyes seemed to look right through him. I work for the government. I am transporting important materials to a secure facility. Every minute of delay could put people in danger. What kind of government work? Jake asked. I cannot discuss the details of my assignment. Jake felt his training kick in. People who claimed to work for the government but refused to provide details were usually lying. But something about Lisa Carter's demeanor suggested she was telling the truth. She was not nervous like most people who got pulled over. She seemed more concerned about time than getting a ticket. Do you have any identification that shows your government employment? Jake asked. Lisa reached into her other jacket pocket and pulled out a black wallet. She opened it and showed Jake an identification card. The card was completely black except for her photo and a series of numbers. There was no agency name or official seal that Jake could recognize. This does not tell me what agency you work for, Jake said, because you do not have the clearance to know that information. Jake felt his patience starting to wear thin. Every person he had ever met who claimed to have government clearance was either military, FBI, or lying. Lisa Carter did not fit any of those categories. She was too young and too calm to be a federal agent, but she also did not have the bearing of someone trying to con him. The sound of an approaching engine made Jake look up. A black sedan was coming down the highway at high speed. As it got closer, Jake could see government license plates. The car pulled up behind his patrol unit, and a man in a dark suit stepped out. Jake watched as the man walked toward them. He was tall and thin with short gray hair and sunglasses. Everything about him screamed federal agent. As he approached, Jake could see an earpiece in his left ear. Officer Martinez, the man called out. Step away from the motorcycle immediately. Jake felt his world shift. This was no longer a routine traffic stop. Whatever was happening was much bigger than a speeding ticket. He looked at Lisa Carter one more time and saw something in her eyes that he had not noticed before. It was not fear or guilt. It was urgency mixed with something that looked like determination. The federal agent was now close enough for Jake to see his credentials. The badge read Agent Collins, Department of Defense. Jake had never heard of the DoD, sending agents to traffic stops, ma'am. Please remain on your vehicle, Agent Collins said to Lisa. Officer Martinez, we need to talk immediately. Jake knew his quiet afternoon patrol had just become something much more complicated than he was prepared for. Agent Collins walked Jake away from the motorcycle to his patrol car. The federal agent moved with the smooth confidence of someone who had handled situations like this many times before. Jake followed but kept glancing back at Lisa Carter, who remained motionless on her bike. Officer Martinez, I need you to understand that what happens next is classified at the highest levels of national security, Agent Collins said. His voice was low and serious. The woman you pulled over is not just any government employee. She is carrying materials that are critical to the safety of this country. Jake felt his mouth go dry. What kind of materials? The kind that require immediate transport to a secure facility without any delays or interruptions. Your traffic stop has created a problem that we need to solve quickly. Agent Collins pulled out a secure satellite phone and dialed a number. Jake could hear him speaking in code words and military terminology that made no sense. The conversation lasted less than 2 minutes, but Jake could tell from the agent's tone that whatever was happening was extremely urgent. Yes, sir, understood. We will maintain position until the convoy arrives, Agent Collins said into the phone before hanging up. Jake felt his stomach drop. Convoy? Officer Martinez, in approximately 15 minutes you are going to see more military vehicles than have ever been on this highway. I need you to remain calm and follow my instructions exactly. The situation we are dealing with involves threats to national security that are beyond anything in your training. Jake looked back at Lisa Carter. She had turned around on her motorcycle and was watching them. Even from this distance, he could see the tension in her body language. She kept checking something on her wrist that looked like a watch but had too many lights and displays. Agent Collins, what exactly is she carrying that is so important? Jake asked. The federal agent removed his sunglasses and looked directly at Jake. His eyes were steel gray and completely serious. Information that could prevent a catastrophe that would make September 11th look like a minor incident. That is all I can tell you. Jake felt a chill run through his body despite the Arizona heat. He had been a police officer long enough to know when someone was telling the truth. Agent Collins was not exaggerating or trying to impress him. Whatever Lisa Carter was carrying was genuinely dangerous if it fell into the wrong hands. The sound of multiple helicopters in the distance made both men look up. Jake could see 3 black aircraft approaching from the north, flying in tight formation. They were moving fast and staying low to the ground. "Those are Apache attack helicopters," Agent Collins said. "They are providing air cover for the convoy that is en route to our location." Jake watched the helicopters circle overhead and felt like he was in a movie. "Air cover for what?" "Officer Martinez, I am going to tell you something that you must never repeat to anyone without proper authorization. 3 days ago, our deep space monitoring stations detected objects entering our solar system. These objects are not from Earth and they are not natural phenomena. The information that woman is carrying contains our preliminary response protocols." Jake stared at Agent Collins and tried to process what he had just heard. "You are talking about aliens." "I am talking about a first contact scenario that every government on Earth has been preparing for since the 1950s. The objects detected are clearly artificial and demonstrate technology far beyond our current capabilities. They have taken up positions near Mars and appear to be observing our planet." Jake felt like the ground was shifting under his feet. "This is really happening. Officer Martinez, this is not science fiction. This is the most important moment in human history, and the woman you pulled over is carrying data that will determine how humanity responds to contact with an extraterrestrial civilization." The sound of heavy engines approaching from the south made Jake turn around. He could see dust clouds rising from the desert as multiple military vehicles raced toward their location. The convoy was still several miles away, but Jake could already tell it was much larger than anything he had ever seen on a public highway. Agent Collins spoke into his earpiece. "Control, this is Agent Collins. Package is secure and convoy is approaching. Estimate 5 minutes to arrival." Jake heard a voice respond through the earpiece but could not make out the words. Agent Collins nodded and turned back to him. "Officer Martinez, when the convoy arrives, you will meet Captain Ryan Brooks. He is the commanding officer of the unit that will escort the package to its destination. You are going to be asked to assist in this operation." "What kind of assistance?" Jake asked. "The convoy needs local law enforcement support to clear traffic and provide legitimacy for their movement through civilian areas. A police escort will prevent questions from other agencies and help maintain the appearance of a routine military exercise." Jake looked at Lisa Carter again. She had gotten off her motorcycle and was pacing back and forth next to it. Her movements were quick and agitated, like someone who was running out of time. "Agent Collins, how much danger are we actually in?" Jake asked. The federal agent was quiet for several seconds before answering. "The honest answer is that we do not know. The alien objects have made no aggressive moves, but they have also not responded to any of our attempts at communication. Our scientists believe they are conducting some kind of assessment or evaluation of our planet and our species." "Assessment for what?" "That is what we are trying to determine. The data being carried by Ms. Carter contains our best analysis of their capabilities and our proposed response protocols. Getting that information to Strategic Command is critical to how this situation develops." The convoy was now close enough for Jake to see individual vehicles. The lead vehicle was a military Humvee with large antennas and communication equipment. Behind it were at least 20 more Humvees and several larger trucks that Jake did not recognize. All of the vehicles were moving at high speed and kicking up enormous clouds of dust. Agent Collins spoke into his earpiece again. "Control, convoy is 30 seconds out. All units maintain security posture." Jake watched as the first Humvee slowed down and pulled onto the shoulder of the highway. The vehicle was painted in desert camouflage and had heavy armor plating. A soldier in full combat gear jumped out of the passenger side and began setting up a perimeter around the area. More vehicles arrived, and soldiers began deploying in tactical positions. Jake counted at least 50 military personnel, all armed with assault rifles and wearing body armor. This was not a routine escort mission. This was a full military operation happening on a public highway in the middle of Arizona. A tall man in an army uniform approached Jake and Agent Collins. He moved with the confidence and bearing of someone used to command. His uniform showed the rank of captain and his name tape read Brooks. "Agent Collins' status report," Captain Brooks said. "Package is secure, Captain. This is Officer Martinez, who initiated the traffic stop. He has been briefed on the sensitive nature of the operation." Captain Brooks turned to Jake and extended his hand. "Officer Martinez, I am Captain Ryan Brooks. I need your assistance to complete a mission that is vital to national security. Are you willing to help? Jake shook the captain's hand and felt the strength in his grip. Captain, what exactly do you need me to do? We need you to escort our convoy to a secure facility approximately 200 miles from here. Your patrol car will lead the convoy and handle any traffic or civilian interference we encounter. This operation is classified at the highest levels and you will be required to sign several documents regarding the information you have learned today. Jake looked around at the military vehicles and armed soldiers. He thought about his quiet patrol shift that had turned into something from a spy movie. He thought about Lisa Carter and her mysterious motorcycle. Most of all, he thought about what Agent Collins had told him about objects from space observing Earth. Captain Brooks, this is really about aliens, isn't it? Jake asked. The captain looked directly at him with steady brown eyes. Officer Martinez, this is about humanity's first contact with an extraterrestrial civilization. The next few hours will determine whether that contact is peaceful or hostile. The woman you pulled over is carrying information that could save millions of lives. Will you help us deliver it? Jake looked at Lisa Carter, who was now standing next to her motorcycle watching the military deployment. She caught his eye and nodded slightly. In that moment, Jake realized that his routine traffic stop had become the most important moment of his life. Yes, sir, Jake said. I will help. Captain Brooks walked Jake toward the center of the military formation where Lisa Carter waited with her motorcycle. The desert highway had been transformed into a tactical staging area, with soldiers positioned at regular intervals. Jake had never seen so many armed military personnel in one place outside of a movie. Ms. Carter, status report, Captain Brooks said as they approached. Lisa turned to face the captain and Jake could see relief in her eyes for the first time. Captain, the package is secure, but we have lost significant time. The delivery window closes in 90 minutes. Understood. We will make up the time en route, Captain. Brooks turned to Jake. Officer Martinez, I need to explain the full scope of what we are dealing with here. Jake nodded and tried to prepare himself for whatever he was about to learn. The last 30 minutes had already shattered his understanding of reality. 3 days ago at 1400 hours, our deep space monitoring network detected multiple objects entering the outer edge of our solar system. These objects were traveling at speeds that should be impossible according to our understanding of physics. They appeared on our screens without any warning and demonstrated the ability to change direction instantly without slowing down. Captain Brooks paused and looked directly at Jake. Officer Martinez, these objects are not meteors or space debris. They are artificial constructs approximately 2 kilometers in length, and they are clearly the product of an advanced technological civilization. Jake felt his legs weaken slightly. How many objects are we talking about? 12 confirmed contacts with the possibility of more that we cannot detect. They have taken up positions in orbit around Mars and appear to be conducting some form of reconnaissance of our planet. Lisa Carter spoke up. Officer Martinez, the objects have been scanning Earth with energy signatures that we have never encountered before. They seem to be gathering information about our technology, our military capabilities, and our population centers. Jake looked between Captain Brooks and Lisa Carter. What do they want? That is what we are trying to determine, Captain Brooks said. Our scientists believe this may be a first contact scenario where an alien civilization is evaluating whether humanity is ready for formal communication. The data that Ms. Carter is carrying contains our proposed response protocols and technological demonstrations designed to show that we are a peaceful but capable species. A soldier approached the group and saluted Captain Brooks. Sir, the convoy is ready to move. All vehicles are fueled and communication links are established with command. Thank you, Sergeant Williams, Captain Brooks replied. Begin final equipment checks. Jake watched as soldiers moved efficiently between the vehicles, checking weapons and communication equipment. Everything about their movements suggested this was a well-trained unit that had prepared for exactly this type of mission. Captain Brooks, what happens if we do not deliver this information in time? Jake asked. The captain's expression became even more serious. Officer Martinez, our window for peaceful contact may close permanently. If the alien objects interpret our delay as hostility or incompetence, they may decide that humanity is not ready for contact with their civilization. The consequences of that decision could range from complete isolation to something much worse. Lisa Carter checked the device on her wrist again. Captain, we need to move immediately. The quantum communication array has a narrow transmission window that aligns with the alien object's position. If we miss it, the next opportunity will not occur for 6 months. 6 months? Jake asked. The alien objects are following a complex orbital pattern around Mars that only provides clear communication windows at specific intervals, Lisa explained. Our scientists have calculated that we have exactly one chance to transmit our response before they move to a position where communication becomes impossible. Captain Brooks gestured toward Jake's patrol car. Officer Martinez, your vehicle will lead the convoy. Ms. Carter will follow immediately behind you on her motorcycle with Alpha Squad providing close protection. The rest of the convoy will maintain standard tactical formation. Jake walked back to his patrol car feeling like he was in a dream. 6 months ago, his biggest concern had been catching speeders and handling domestic disputes. Now he was about to lead a military convoy carrying humanity's response to first contact with aliens. He started his engine and tested his radio communication with the convoy. Captain Brooks's voice came through clearly, on a secure military frequency that had been patched into his patrol radio. All units, this is Bravo 6 mission, is Operation First Light. Destination is Facility 7 in Nevada. Estimated travel time is 2 hours at current speed restrictions. Maintain radio silence except for tactical communications. Jake pulled his patrol car onto the highway and activated his emergency lights. In his rearview mirror, he could see Lisa Carter starting her motorcycle. The engine made almost no sound despite its obvious power. Behind her were 3 Humvees filled with heavily armed soldiers. As the convoy began moving, Jake realized the full weight of responsibility that had been placed on him. Every decision he made for the next 2 hours could affect the future of human civilization. If they were stopped by other law enforcement agencies or if they encountered traffic problems, the consequences could be catastrophic. Control, this is Mobile 1, Jake said into his radio. Convoy is moving. Estimated arrival at destination in 120 minutes. Copy Mobile 1, all. Units maintain formation and proceed at maximum safeties. Speed. Jake pressed down on the accelerator and watched his speedometer climb to 80 miles per hour. The convoy stayed in tight formation behind him with military precision. He had never driven so fast for so long, but he knew that speed was critical to their mission's success. Captain Brooks's voice came through the radio again. Mobile 1, be advised we have satellite surveillance showing clear roads for the next 50 miles. Increase speed to 90 miles per hour. Jake felt his heart rate increase as he pushed his patrol car faster than he had ever driven on duty. The desert landscape flew past his windows in a blur of brown sand and scattered vegetation. Behind him, the military convoy maintained perfect spacing despite the high speed. Officer Martinez, Lisa Carter's voice came through the radio. I need to explain something about the facility we are heading to. It is not marked on any public maps and it is protected by advanced security systems. When we arrive, you will see technology that officially does not exist. What kind of technology? Jake asked. Quantum communication arrays that can transmit data instantly across interstellar distances. Computer systems that can process information faster than anything in the civilian world. And weapons systems designed to defend against threats that we hoped we would never face. Jake felt a chill run down his spine. Weapons systems for fighting aliens? Captain Brooks answered instead of Lisa. Officer Martinez, humanity has been preparing for this possibility for decades. The facility we are approaching contains our most advanced defensive technologies, as well as our primary communication equipment for deep space contact. What you will see there is classified at levels that require presidential authorization to access. The convoy crested a hill, and Jake could see a roadblock ahead. 2 state police cars were positioned across both lanes of the highway, with their emergency lights flashing. Jake felt his stomach drop as he realized this could end their mission before they reached the facility. Control, this is Mobile 1. We have a state police roadblock approximately 2 miles ahead. Please advise. Mobile 1, maintain current speed. State police have been notified of federal military exercise and will provide escort support. Jake watched as the 2 state police cars moved to the sides of the highway and turned off their emergency lights. As the convoy passed the state troopers, Jake could see them saluting Captain Brooks's lead vehicle. Even local law enforcement had been briefed on the operation at some level. Officer Martinez, Captain Brooks said through the radio, what you just witnessed demonstrates the scope of coordination required for this mission. Every level of government from local police to the Pentagon is involved in ensuring our success. Jake realized that his traffic stop had triggered a response that involved thousands of people across multiple agencies. The weight of that responsibility felt overwhelming, but he also felt a sense of pride that he had been chosen to play a crucial role in such an important operation. "Captain Brooks, how long have you been preparing for something like this?" Jake asked. "Officer Martinez, I've been training for first contact scenarios for 8 years. Every major military installation in the country has units dedicated to extraterrestrial contact protocols. What is happening today is not a surprise to the military. It is the culmination of decades of preparation and planning." The convoy continued racing across the desert as Jake tried to process everything he had learned. In less than 2 hours, he had gone from writing speeding tickets to leading humanity's response to alien contact. He looked at his speedometer and saw they were maintaining 95 miles per hour with perfect formation behind him. "Mobile 1, this is Control. You are now entering restricted airspace. Military aircraft are providing cover for the remainder of your journey." Jake looked up and saw 4 fighter jets flying high overhead. The sight of F-16s escorting his patrol car made him realize that nothing about his life. The convoy maintained its high speed across the Nevada desert as Captain Brooks continued briefing Jake through the secure radio channel. The landscape had changed from Arizona scrubland to the more barren terrain of the Nevada test site region. Jake could see mountains in the distance that seemed to shimmer in the heat. "Officer Martinez, I need to provide you with additional details about what we discovered 3 days ago," Captain Brooks said. "The alien objects did not simply appear on our monitoring systems. They announced their presence by simultaneously disabling every nuclear weapon on Earth for exactly 37 minutes. Jake nearly lost control of his patrol car. They disabled our nuclear weapons? Every warhead in every country became completely inert for 37 minutes. Then they all came back online simultaneously. No damage was done and no systems were permanently affected. It was a demonstration of capability that left no doubt about their technological superiority." Lisa Carter's voice joined the conversation. "Officer Martinez, the implications of what they did are staggering. They reached across interstellar space and temporarily neutralized every nuclear weapon on the planet without causing any permanent damage. They were showing us that they could end human civilization instantly if they chose to do so." Jake felt his hands trembling on the steering wheel. "Why 37 minutes?" "Our scientists believe it was calculated to be long enough to demonstrate their power, but short enough to avoid causing panic or triggering military responses," Captain Brooks explained. "They wanted to get our attention without starting a war." The radio crackled with a new voice that Jake did not recognize. "Mobile 1, this is Deep Space Command. Be advised that the alien objects have begun transmitting new signals in the direction of Earth. Analysis indicates they may be attempting to establish communication protocols." Captain Brooks responded immediately. "Deep Space Command, this is Bravo 6. Estimated arrival at Facility 7 in 45 minutes. Package will be ready for transmission upon arrival." Copy Bravo 6. All receiving stations are standing by for quantum burst transmission. International partners have been notified and are prepared for coordinated response. Jake realized that the mission he was leading involved every major country on Earth. "Captain Brooks, how many nations are involved in this operation?" "Officer Martinez, every member of the United Nations Security Council, plus 12 additional allied nations, are participating in a coordinated first contact protocol. When we transmit our response from Facility 7, it will represent the entire human species, not just the United States." The convoy crested another hill, and Jake could see a different landscape ahead. Instead of empty desert, there were buildings and structures that seemed to appear out of nowhere. The facility they were approaching was much larger than Jake had expected, with multiple landing strips and enormous satellite dishes. "Mobile 1, you are now entering restricted government property," Captain Brooks announced. "Reduce speed to 60 miles per hour and follow the marked route to Building 7. Jake could see roads marked with signs that contained symbols and numbers instead of words. Everything about the facility suggested technology and security far beyond anything he had encountered. Armed guards in positions that provided overlapping fields of fire watched the convoy approach. "Officer Martinez," Lisa Carter said through the radio, "the facility you are seeing contains technology that was developed specifically for deep space communication and extraterrestrial contact scenarios. Some of the equipment here was built using theoretical physics that most universities do not teach. Jake followed the marked route between buildings that had no windows and appeared to be made from materials he did not recognize. The architecture was functional rather than decorative, with every structure designed for maximum security and efficiency. Control. This is Mobile 1 approaching Building 7. Request permission to proceed to final destination. Mobile 1, you are cleared for Building 7. Security teams are standing by to receive package. Quantum transmission array is online and ready for upload. Jake pulled his patrol car into a parking area surrounded by military vehicles that made the convoy behind him look small. There were personnel carriers, mobile command centers, and several aircraft that he could not identify. The scale of the operation was beginning to dawn on him. Captain Brooks and Lisa Carter approached Jake's car as he turned off the engine. Both of them moved with urgency that had increased during the drive across the desert. "Officer Martinez," Captain Brooks said, "what happens next will determine how humanity's relationship with an extraterrestrial civilization develops. The information Miss Carter is carrying contains our species' introduction to beings who have been traveling between stars for thousands of years." Jake stepped out of his car and looked around at the massive facility. "Captain Brooks, what do we know about these aliens? What do they want from us?" "Based on their demonstration of power and their current behavior pattern, our scientists believe they are representatives of what we are calling a galactic community. Multiple star systems with advanced civilizations that evaluate developing species for possible inclusion in their organization." Lisa Carter removed a device from her motorcycle that looked like a briefcase made from the same strange materials as her bike. "Officer Martinez, this contains humanity's application for membership in that community. Our technological achievements, our cultural developments, our capacity for peaceful cooperation, and our potential contributions to galactic civilization. What happens if they reject our application?" Jake asked. Captain Brooks looked directly at him with an expression that contained both hope and concern. "Officer Martinez, we honestly do not know. The best-case scenario is that they leave us alone to develop for another few thousand years. The worst-case scenario is that they decide we are a threat to galactic stability and take steps to limit our technological advancement." A man in a white lab coat approached the group carrying a tablet computer. He moved with the focused intensity of someone dealing with critical technical systems. "Captain Brooks, the quantum array is ready for upload. Dr. Anderson's team has completed final calibrations, and we have confirmed communication links with all international partners. We are ready to transmit on your authorization." Captain Brooks turned to Lisa Carter. "Ms. Carter, transfer the package to Dr. Peterson immediately. We have less than 30 minutes before the transmission window closes." Lisa opened the strange briefcase and removed what looked like a crystal cube that seemed to generate its own light. The cube was approximately 4 inches on each side and appeared to contain swirling patterns of energy that moved in complex mathematical formations. "Officer Martinez," Dr. Peterson said, "what you are looking at contains more information than every computer on Earth combined. It is a quantum storage device that can hold the complete knowledge base of human civilization compressed into crystalline matrices that exist in multiple dimensions simultaneously." Jake stared at the glowing cube and tried to understand what he was seeing. "How is that possible?" "Technology that we developed by studying materials recovered from previous extraterrestrial visits to Earth," Dr. Peterson explained. "We have had limited contact with advanced civilizations for decades, but this is the first time they have initiated formal communication protocols." Captain Brooks checked his watch and spoke into his radio. "All units prepare for final phase of operation. Security perimeter is to be maintained until transmission is complete and confirmed received." Dr. Peterson carefully took the crystal cube from Lisa Carter and placed it into a carrying case designed specifically for the device. "The quantum transmission will take approximately 15 minutes to complete. During that time, the cube will be directly interfaced with our most advanced communication systems." Jake followed the group toward Building 7, which had massive doors that opened automatically as they approached. Inside, he could see equipment that looked like it belonged in a science fiction movie. Enormous computers lined the walls, and technicians in white coats worked at control stations covered with displays and monitors. "Officer Martinez," Captain Brooks said, "you are about to witness humanity's first official communication with an extraterrestrial civilization. Everything that happens from this point Forward will be recorded in history as the moment our species joined the galactic community. Jake realized that his routine traffic stop had led to him being present for the most important moment in human history. He thought about all the people on Earth who had no idea that their future was being decided by the transmission of a glowing crystal cube in a secret facility in the Nevada desert. "Captain Brooks," Jake said, "what do I tell people about what happened here today?" "Officer Martinez, for now you tell them nothing. This operation is classified at levels that require congressional oversight to declassify. But I promise you that someday the entire world will know about the role you played in humanity's first steps toward the stars." Inside Building 7. Jake found himself surrounded by technology that seemed decades ahead of anything he had ever imagined. The main chamber was the size of an aircraft hangar with a domed ceiling covered in displays showing star charts and data streams that moved too fast for him to follow. At the center of the room stood a massive device that Dr. Peterson called the Quantum Transmission Array. "Officer Martinez," Dr. Peterson explained as they approached the central console, "this array can transmit information instantaneously across any distance in the universe by using quantum entanglement, principles that link subatomic particles regardless of space and time." Jake watched as technicians carefully placed the crystal cube into a chamber at the heart of the transmission device. The moment the cube made contact with the interface systems, every display in the room began showing new data patterns. "Upload commencing," announced a technician at a nearby control station. "Quantum matrix is stable and all international receiving stations report ready status." Captain Brooks spoke into a headset that connected him to military command centers around the world. "Control, this is Bravo 6. Package is being uploaded to transmission array. All allied nations confirm ready status for coordinated response transmission." Lisa Carter approached Jake and pointed to a large display screen that showed a map of the solar system. "Officer Martinez, those red dots near Mars represent the alien objects. They have moved into a precise formation that our scientists believe is designed to receive our transmission." Jake could see 12 red dots, arranged in a perfect geometric pattern around Mars. "How do we know they are waiting for our transmission? Because 30 minutes ago they began broadcasting a signal toward Earth that contains mathematical sequences. Our computers have determined that the sequences are instructions for establishing quantum communication protocols. They are telling us exactly how to contact them." Dr. Peterson's voice echoed through the facility's announcement system. "All personnel prepare for quantum transmission. Upload completion in 10 minutes. International coordination links are stable." Jake watched dozens of technicians working at computer stations throughout the chamber. Every person moved with the focused intensity of someone who understood the historic importance of their task. Large screens around the room showed feeds from similar facilities in other countries, where teams were preparing for simultaneous transmission. "Officer Martinez," Captain Brooks said, "what you are witnessing is the culmination of 60 years of preparation for this exact scenario. Every major government on Earth has been working together to develop the protocols we are about to transmit." "What exactly are we telling them?" Jake asked. Lisa Carter pulled up information on a tablet computer and showed Jake a summary of the transmission contents. "We are providing them with a complete overview of human civilization, including our technological achievements, our cultural diversity, our capacity for peaceful cooperation, and our potential contributions to a galactic community." Jake read through the summary and was amazed by the scope of information being transmitted. "This includes everything about humanity." "Not everything," Dr. Peterson said as he joined the conversation. "We are providing them with carefully selected information designed to present humanity in the best possible light while demonstrating our readiness for contact with advanced civilizations." A new alarm began sounding throughout the facility, and Jake could see increased activity at all the control stations. Captain Brooks immediately spoke into his headset while watching the main display screens. "Control, this is Bravo 6. What is the nature of the alert?" The response came through speakers throughout the chamber. "Bravo 6. The alien objects have begun moving toward Earth. Current trajectory indicates arrival at lunar orbit in approximately 6 hours." Jake felt his stomach drop. "They are coming here?" Captain Brooks maintained his composure, but Jake could see concern in his expression. "Officer Martinez, this could be a positive development. They may be moving closer to Earth to facilitate better communication during our transmission." Dr. Peterson was checking readings at the main control console. Captain, the quantum array is ready for transmission, but the movement of the alien objects is causing fluctuations in the quantum field. We may need to adjust our transmission frequency to compensate. How long will that take? Captain Brooks asked. Approximately 20 minutes to recalibrate the array, but that will put us very close to the maximum transmission window. Lisa Carter checked the device on her wrist and spoke with obvious concern. Captain, we cannot afford to miss this window. The next opportunity for optimal transmission conditions will not occur for 6 months. By then, the alien objects may have concluded that humanity is not ready for contact. Jake looked around the chamber and realized that everyone was dealing with the same pressure he felt. The success or failure of humanity's first contact with aliens was depending on technical systems and timing that had to work perfectly. Dr. Peterson, Captain Brooks said, begin the recalibration immediately. All non-essential personnel evacuate the chamber. We are going to transmission status. Alarms continued sounding as most of the technicians left the chamber. Only a core team remained at the critical control stations. Jake could see that everyone who stayed was focused completely on their specific tasks with no wasted motion or conversation. Officer Martinez, Lisa Carter said, I need to explain something about the quantum communication process. When we transmit our message, it will arrive at the alien objects instantly, regardless of distance. Their response will also be instantaneous. We will know immediately whether humanity has been accepted for contact. What does acceptance look like? Jake asked. If they approve our request for contact, they will transmit back detailed information about their civilization and instructions for establishing ongoing communication. If they reject our request, they will simply leave our solar system, and we will not hear from them again. Captain Brooks was monitoring communications from multiple sources while the recalibration continued. All international partners report ready status. Quantum field fluctuations are stabilizing. Estimated time to transmission readiness is 15 minutes. Jake watched the main display screen, which now showed the alien objects, moving steadily toward Earth. Their speed was incredible, and their formation remained perfect despite traveling faster than any human technology could achieve. Control. This is deep space monitoring. The alien objects have begun transmitting new signals. Computer analysis indicates they are broadcasting what appears to be greeting protocols in multiple Earth languages. Dr. Peterson looked up from his control console with excitement. Captain, they are trying to communicate with us in our own languages. This is definitely a positive sign that they want to establish peaceful contact. Lisa Carter showed Jake a translation of the alien signals on her tablet. Officer Martinez, they are saying hello in English, Spanish, Mandarin, Russian, Arabic, and 12 other major Earth languages. They have been studying our communications for much longer than we realized. Jake read the translations and felt a sense of wonder that overwhelmed his earlier fear. They want to talk to us. Officer Martinez, Captain Brooks said. What we are experiencing right now is the most important moment in the history of our species. First contact with an advanced extraterrestrial civilization that appears to be peaceful and interested in establishing diplomatic relations. The quantum transmission array began humming with energy as the recalibration process neared completion. Jake could feel vibrations through the floor of the chamber and see electrical discharges dancing around the central transmission device. All stations report ready for transmission, Dr. Peterson announced. Quantum field is stable and all international coordination links are confirmed operational. Captain Brooks checked his watch and spoke into his headset. Control, this is Bravo 6. We are 30 seconds from transmission. All units maintain security posture until contact is confirmed. Jake watched as the crystal cube inside the transmission array began glowing brighter. The patterns of energy within the cube were moving faster and becoming more complex as the transmission process began. Officer Martinez, Lisa Carter said, in 30 seconds, humanity will officially introduce itself to an extraterrestrial civilization. Everything that happens after that will be different from everything that came before. Jake realized that his traffic stop of a speeding motorcycle had led directly to this moment. If he had not pulled over Lisa Carter, the transmission might have been delayed beyond the critical window. His routine police work had become a crucial link in the chain of events that would determine humanity's future among the stars. 10 seconds to transmission, Dr. Peterson announced. Jake held his breath as he watched the countdown displays around the chamber reach 0. The quantum transmission array reached full power, and Jake could feel the energy discharge through his entire body. The crystal cube blazed with light so intense that protective filters automatically activated on all the display screens. For exactly 17 seconds, the entire chamber was filled with a low-frequency hum that seemed to come from everywhere at once. "Transmission complete," Dr. Peterson announced. "Quantum Matrix has successfully uploaded all package contents to alien receiving systems. International partners confirm synchronized transmission from all coordinated facilities." Captain Brooks immediately spoke into his headset while watching the displays that tracked the alien objects. "Control, this is Bravo 6. Package has been delivered. Request immediate analysis of alien response patterns." Jake watched the main display screen, which showed the 12 alien objects maintaining their formation near Earth's moon. For several minutes, there was no change in their position or their signal patterns. The chamber was completely silent except for the quiet hum of computer systems. "Officer Martinez," Lisa Carter said quietly, "this is the moment when we learn whether humanity is ready to join a galactic community that has existed for thousands of years." Suddenly, every display screen in the chamber began showing new data. The alien objects had begun transmitting massive amounts of information toward Earth, using the same quantum communication protocols that had been used for the human transmission. "Contact established," announced a technician at a communication station. "We are receiving structured data transmission from all 12 alien objects simultaneously. Computer systems are beginning analysis and translation." Dr. Peterson was monitoring multiple displays that showed the incoming data stream. "Captain, the volume of information they are transmitting is enormous. It appears to contain detailed specifications for advanced technologies, cultural exchanges, protocols, and what looks like star charts showing inhabited systems throughout the galaxy." Jake felt his heart racing as he realized what was happening. "They are sharing their knowledge with us." Captain Brooks was receiving updates from command centers around the world through his headset. "All international partners confirm receipt of alien data transmission. Initial analysis indicates peaceful intent and formal invitation to establish diplomatic relations." Lisa Carter showed Jake her tablet, which was displaying translated portions of the alien message. "Officer Martinez, they are welcoming humanity as the newest member of something they call the Galactic Cooperative. We are being invited to participate in trade, cultural exchange, and joint exploration of the universe." Jake read through the translated text and felt amazed by what he was seeing. The aliens were offering humanity access to technologies that would solve energy problems, eliminate disease, and enable travel between star systems. In exchange, they wanted to learn about human culture, art, and our unique perspectives on existence. "Control, this is Deep Space Monitoring," came a voice through the facility speakers. "The alien objects are changing formation and moving to establish permanent orbital positions around Earth. This appears to be preparation for ongoing diplomatic contact." Dr. Peterson was analyzing data at a rapid pace while coordinating with teams around the world. "Captain, the aliens are providing us with construction specifications for communication devices that will enable regular contact between Earth and multiple star systems. They want to establish permanent diplomatic relations." Captain Brooks turned to Jake with an expression of amazement and satisfaction. "Officer Martinez, what we have accomplished here today has exceeded our best-case projections for first contact. Not only have we established peaceful communication, but we have been invited to join an interstellar alliance." Jake looked around the chamber and saw technicians celebrating quietly while continuing to monitor the ongoing data transmission. Everyone understood that they were witnessing history, but they also knew their work was far from over. "Officer Martinez," Lisa Carter said, "the aliens have specifically mentioned in their transmission that they were impressed by humanity's rapid and coordinated response to their arrival. They said it demonstrated the kind of cooperative capability that is essential for membership in the Galactic Cooperative." "What do you mean by rapid response?" Jake asked. Dr. Peterson joined the conversation while continuing to monitor his displays. "Officer Martinez, from the alien perspective, our response was extremely fast. Most developing civilizations take decades or centuries to organize a unified response to first contact. We accomplished it in 3 days." Captain Brooks was receiving more updates through his headset. "All alien objects have established stable orbital positions. They are requesting permission to send a small diplomatic vessel to the surface of Earth for face-to-face meetings with human representatives." Jake felt a chill of excitement run through his body. "They want to meet us in person." "Officer Martinez," Captain Brooks said. "What is happening right now is moving beyond first contact into active diplomacy. The next phase will involve actual meetings between human and alien representatives to establish formal treaties and cooperation agreements." The main display screen switched to show a view of Earth from space. Jake could see the 12 alien objects positioned around the planet in a formation that looked both protective and peaceful. Their presence was now obvious to anyone with basic astronomical equipment. "Captain," Dr. Peterson announced, "we are receiving additional transmissions that appear to contain technical specifications for medical technologies that could eliminate most human diseases. They are also providing information about agricultural techniques that could end world hunger." Lisa Carter showed Jake more translated portions of the alien messages. "Officer Martinez, they are offering us solutions to problems that humanity has struggled with for thousands of years. Clean energy, space travel, advanced medicine, and technologies we do not even have names for yet." Jake realized that the traffic stop that had started his day had led directly to humanity gaining access to technologies that would transform civilization. "What do they want in return?" Captain Brooks answered while continuing to coordinate with multiple command centers. According to their transmissions, they are primarily interested in cultural exchange. They want to learn about human art, music, literature, and our unique approaches to philosophy and science. They believe that diversity of thought is essential for the continued development of galactic civilization. Dr. Peterson was coordinating with international teams to analyze the massive data transmission. "Captain, the aliens are providing us with contact information for 47 different star systems with intelligent civilizations. They are introducing us to an entire galactic community that we never knew existed." Jake looked at the display showing star charts with marked civilizations and felt overwhelmed by the scope of what humanity was being offered. "How many intelligent species are out there?" "According to their data," Lisa Carter said while reading from her tablet, "the Galactic Cooperative includes over 300 different intelligent species from star systems throughout this region of the galaxy. Each species contributes unique knowledge and capabilities to the collective advancement of all members." Captain Brooks received another update through his headset and turned to address the group. "Officer Martinez, the alien diplomatic vessel is requesting permission to land at this facility in approximately 6 hours. You are being invited to participate in humanity's first face-to-face meeting with extraterrestrial representatives." Jake felt like his understanding of reality had been completely transformed multiple times in a single day. "Captain Brooks, why me? I am just a police officer who happened to pull over the wrong motorcycle." "Officer Martinez," Captain Brooks said with a slight smile, "sometimes the most important moments in history begin with the most ordinary circumstances. Your traffic stop today may have saved humanity from missing our opportunity for peaceful contact with an advanced galactic civilization." Lisa Carter approached Jake and extended her hand. "Officer Martinez, I want to thank you for your professionalism and cooperation today. Your willingness to help us complete this mission may have changed the course of human history." Jake shook her hand and realized that nothing about his life would ever be the same. "Mrs. Carter, what happens to me after today?" "Officer Martinez," Captain Brooks said, "you are going to be offered a position with the new Interplanetary Relations Division that will be established to handle ongoing contact with our new galactic neighbors. Your experience today has qualified you for responsibilities that did not exist this morning." Jake looked around the chamber one more time and thought about how his quiet patrol shift had become the most important day in the history of human civilization. The alien transmission was still coming through, and technicians continued analyzing data that would transform every aspect of life on Earth. "Officer Martinez," Dr. Peterson announced, "the aliens have specifically requested that you be present for the diplomatic meetings. They were monitoring our communications during the convoy operation, and they were impressed by your adaptability and commitment to the mission." Jake realized that representatives of advanced extraterrestrial civilizations knew who he was and wanted to meet him personally. His routine traffic stop had somehow made him a participant in humanity's first diplomatic contact with 6 hours. After the successful quantum transmission, Jake found himself standing in the same chamber, waiting for humanity's first face-to-face meeting with extraterrestrial representatives. The facility had been transformed into a diplomatic reception area, with additional security personnel and representatives from every major nation on Earth. Captain Brooks approached, Jake wearing a dress uniform instead of his combat gear. Officer Martinez, the alien diplomatic vessel landed 20 minutes ago. The beings we are about to meet represent civilizations that have been traveling between stars for thousands of years. Jake adjusted his patrol uniform, which felt completely inadequate for such an important meeting. Captain Brooks, what should I expect from this encounter? Officer Martinez, according to their transmissions, the aliens appear to be humanoid in basic structure, but with significant physiological differences. They communicate through a combination of vocal sounds and electromagnetic fields that our translation devices can interpret in real time. Dr. Peterson was making final adjustments to equipment that would record every moment of the historic meeting. Officer Martinez, the beings we are meeting call themselves the Galactic Cooperative Council. They serve as representatives for the 47 member civilizations in our region of the galaxy. Lisa Carter approached, the group carrying a new device that looked like an advanced version of her motorcycle's communication system. Officer Martinez, this is a universal translator that will allow us to communicate directly with the alien representatives. The technology is based on specifications they provided in their data transmission. Jake watched as the main doors of the chamber opened and 3 figures entered the room. The aliens were approximately 7 feet tall with elongated limbs and heads that were larger than human proportions. Their skin had a silver blue tint and their eyes were much larger than human eyes. Despite their obvious differences, they moved with graceful motions that seemed familiar and unthreatening. The lead alien approached the human delegation and began speaking in sounds that were musical rather than harsh. The universal translator immediately converted the communication into clear English that everyone could understand. Greetings, humans of Earth. I am Council Representative Zara of the Andorian Science Collective. These are my colleagues, Representative Chen from the Vegan Trade Federation and Representative Marcus from the Centauri Exploration Guild. We come with peaceful intentions and great excitement about welcoming humanity to the Galactic Cooperative. Captain Brooks stepped forward and responded formally. Representative Zara, on behalf of the people of Earth, we welcome you to our planet. I am Captain Ryan Brooks, representing the military forces of Earth. This is Dr. Peterson, our chief scientist, and Officer Jake Martinez, whose actions today helped ensure the success of our communication. Representative Zara turned to Jake and studied him with large eyes that seemed to contain depths of intelligence far beyond human capability. Officer Martinez, we have reviewed the communication records from your convoy operation. Your willingness to adapt to unexpected circumstances and your commitment to completing the mission demonstrated qualities that are highly valued in galactic civilization. Jake tried to respond appropriately to being addressed by a representative of an advanced alien civilization. Representative Zara, I was just doing my job as a police officer. I had no idea that a routine traffic stop would lead to first contact with aliens. Representative Chen stepped forward and spoke in tones that the translator rendered as pleasant and encouraging. Officer Martinez, your response illustrates an important characteristic of human civilization that impressed the Galactic Cooperative Council. Humans demonstrate remarkable adaptability and dedication to duty even when facing completely unprecedented situations. Dr. Peterson began presenting technical information about Earth's capabilities and achievements. Representatives, our planet has developed significant technological capabilities, including nuclear energy, space travel, and quantum communication systems. We believe we can contribute valuable knowledge and resources to the Galactic Cooperative. Representative Marcus responded with what the translator indicated was approval and enthusiasm. Dr. Peterson, your species has achieved impressive technological development in a remarkably short time period. Most civilizations require much longer to develop quantum communication capabilities. Your rapid progress suggests great potential for advancement. Lisa Carter presented the crystal cube that had contained humanity's introduction to the aliens. Representatives, this device contains comprehensive information about human civilization, including our scientific achievements, cultural diversity, and capacity for peaceful cooperation with other species. Representative Zara examined the crystal cube with obvious interest. Ms. Carter, your quantum storage technology demonstrates understanding of dimensional physics that many civilizations do not achieve for centuries after first contact. Human scientific capabilities exceed our initial projections based on your electromagnetic communications. Captain Brooks asked the question that everyone wanted answered. Representatives, what does membership in the Galactic Cooperative mean for humanity? What opportunities and responsibilities are we being offered? Representative Chen responded with detailed information that amazed everyone present. Captain Brooks' membership in the Galactic Cooperative provides access to technologies that will solve most of your current planetary challenges. Clean energy systems that will eliminate pollution, medical technologies that will extend human lifespan and eliminate genetic diseases, transportation systems that will enable travel between star systems. Jake listened to the alien representative describing technologies that sounded like science fiction. Representative Chen, what do you want from humanity in exchange for these technologies? Representative Marcus answered with enthusiasm that was clear even through the translator. Officer Martinez, human civilization offers unique perspectives on art, music, literature, and philosophical approaches to existence. Cultural diversity is essential for continued development of galactic civilization. Your species provides viewpoints that no other member civilization can offer. Dr. Peterson was taking notes while asking technical questions. Representatives, how quickly can these technology transfers be implemented? What kind of infrastructure will be required on Earth? Representative Zara provided specific details about the implementation process. Dr. Peterson, technology transfer will begin immediately with clean energy systems and basic medical technologies. Full implementation will require approximately 10 Earth years with galactic cooperative assistance. Your existing infrastructure can be adapted rather than replaced. Lisa Carter asked about the broader implications of joining the galactic community. Representatives, what other member civilizations should we expect to meet? What kinds of cooperative projects are we being invited to participate in? Representative Chen shared information about the scope of galactic civilization. Mrs. Carter, you will have the opportunity to establish relationships with 47 different intelligent species. Current cooperative projects include exploration of distant galaxies, development of advanced technologies, and cultural exchanges that benefit all member civilizations. Captain Brooks addressed the security concerns that every government on Earth wanted answered. Representatives, what are the defense implications of joining the Galactic Cooperative? Are there threats that member civilizations face together? Representative Marcus responded with reassurance but also acknowledgement of challenges. Captain Brooks, the Galactic Cooperative provides mutual defense against hostile civilizations that occasionally threaten peaceful development. Member worlds support each other with advanced defensive technologies and coordinated military responses when necessary. Jake realized that humanity was being offered not just advanced technology, but also protection from threats that existed on a galactic scale. Representatives, are there hostile alien civilizations that we should be concerned about? Representative Zara provided information that was both concerning and reassuring. Officer Martinez, there are civilizations that pursue expansion through conquest rather than cooperation. The Galactic Cooperative has successfully defended against such threats for thousands of years. Earth will be protected by the same defensive agreements that protect all member worlds. Dr. Peterson asked about the timeline for implementing the various aspects of membership. Representatives, when will we begin receiving the technologies and establishing formal diplomatic relations? Representative Chen outlined the implementation schedule. Dr. Peterson, construction of permanent diplomatic facilities will begin within 30 days. Technology transfer will commence immediately with the most critical systems. Full integration into galactic civilization will be completed within 10 Earth years. Captain Brooks asked about the coordination required with Earth governments. Representatives, how will the Galactic Cooperative work with our existing political systems and international organizations? Representative Marcus explained the diplomatic framework. 6 months after first contact, Jake Martinez stood in his new office at the Interplanetary Relations Division, headquarters in Washington, D.C. Through his window, he could see the construction of the first Galactic Cooperative embassy on Earth. The building was being constructed using alien architectural principles that created structures stronger and more efficient than anything previously built by humans. Captain Brooks entered the office wearing the uniform of the newly established Space Force Diplomatic Corps. Lieutenant Martinez, the morning briefing is ready. We have updates from 3 different star systems and confirmation that the medical technology transfers are ahead of schedule. Jake still felt amazed by his promotion from police officer to lieutenant in the Interplanetary Relations Division. Captain Brooks, how many Earth diseases have been eliminated so far? 17 major diseases including cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. The alien medical technologies have exceeded every projection our scientists made. Human life expectancy has already increased by an average of 20 years. Lisa Carter entered the office carrying a tablet that displayed real-time communications from multiple alien civilizations. Lieutenant Martinez, we have received formal invitations for cultural exchange visits to 6 different star systems. The Galactic Cooperative Council wants to begin student exchange programs between Earth and member worlds. Jake looked at the tablet showing messages from civilizations thousands of light years away. Ms. Carter, how many humans are currently participating in these exchange programs? Approximately 3,000 scientists, artists, and diplomats are currently living on alien worlds. In exchange, we have about 500 alien residents living on Earth in cities specifically designed for interspecies cooperation. Captain Brooks reviewed the daily intelligence reports about galactic affairs. Lieutenant Martinez, we have also received updates about the defensive alliance aspects of cooperative membership. 3 hostile civilizations in distant sectors have been successfully deterred from aggressive expansion by cooperative military responses. Jake realized that Earth was now protected by defensive agreements that involved dozens of advanced civilizations with technologies far beyond human capabilities. Captain Brooks, have there been any threats directed specifically at Earth? Negative, Lieutenant. Our membership in the Galactic Cooperative has actually enhanced Earth's security. No hostile civilization wants to challenge the defensive capabilities of 47 allied worlds. Dr. Peterson entered the office carrying reports about the latest technology transfers. Lieutenant Martinez, the clean energy systems are now providing 60% of Earth's power needs. Pollution levels have dropped by 40% in the last 6 months, and climate change has been completely halted. Jake reviewed the environmental reports and felt amazed by how quickly alien technologies had solved problems that humans had struggled with for decades. Dr. Peterson, what about the space travel technologies? When will humans be able to visit other star systems? The first human interstellar vessel will be completed within 18 months. It will be capable of traveling to any cooperative world in less than 6 months. We are essentially shrinking the galaxy to the size that Earth's oceans were to previous generations. Lisa Carter showed Jake communications from the Andorian Science Collective. Lieutenant Martinez representative Zara has invited you to visit their homeworld as part of the cultural exchange program. She specifically requested that the human who helped enable first contact be among the first to experience their civilization. Jake looked at the invitation to visit a planet orbiting a distant star and felt overwhelmed by how much his life had changed. Ms. Carter, 6 months ago I was writing speeding tickets on Highway 47. Now I'm being invited to visit alien worlds. Captain Brooks smiled and handed Jake a formal document. Lieutenant Martinez, you are also being offered command of the first joint human-alien exploration mission. The Galactic Cooperative wants to include Earth representatives in their ongoing exploration of uncharted regions of the galaxy. Jake read through the mission parameters, which involved exploring star systems that had never been visited by any cooperative civilization. Captain Brooks, this mission could lead to contact with new alien species. Lieutenant Martinez, the Galactic Cooperative specifically requested that humans lead first contact protocols for newly discovered civilizations. They believe our adaptability and peaceful intentions make us ideal for establishing relationships with unknown species. Dr. Peterson provided technical details about the exploration mission. Lieutenant Martinez, the mission vessel will include crew members from 12 different cooperative civilizations. You will be commanding a truly interstellar team with capabilities that no single species could achieve alone. Jake realized that his role in First Contact had qualified him to represent humanity in ongoing galactic exploration. Dr. Peterson, how long will these exploration missions last? Each mission will last approximately 2 Earth years, with the possibility of extensions based on discoveries made. You will be exploring regions of space that are completely unknown to current galactic civilization. Lisa Carter showed Jake star charts displaying the target regions for exploration. Lieutenant Martinez, these missions have the potential to expand the Galactic Cooperative to include dozens of new member civilizations. You could be present for first contact events with multiple alien species. Captain Brooks provided additional details about Jake's future responsibilities. Lieutenant Martinez, you will also be serving as Earth's primary representative to the Cooperative Council. Your experience with the original first contact makes you uniquely qualified to handle diplomatic relations on a galactic scale. Jake looked around his office and thought about the quiet patrol shift that had changed everything. Captain Brooks, do you think I made the right decision when I pulled over that motorcycle? Lieutenant Martinez, that traffic stop may have been the most important law enforcement action in human history. If you had not delayed Miss Carter's mission, we might have missed our window for peaceful contact with the Galactic Cooperative. Dr. Peterson reviewed reports about ongoing technology integration. Lieutenant Martinez, Earth's integration into galactic civilization is proceeding faster than anyone projected. Human adaptability continues to impress our alien partners. Jake realized that humanity's rapid adjustment to galactic citizenship was opening new opportunities for leadership roles within the cooperative. Dr. Peterson, what are the long-term projections for Earth's role in galactic affairs? Lieutenant Martinez, human innovation and cultural perspectives are already influencing cooperative policies. Several alien civilizations have requested permanent human advisory positions to help with their own development challenges. Lisa Carter received a new communication from the Galactic Cooperative Council. Lieutenant Martinez, the Council has approved Earth's proposal to establish a joint human-alien research facility for developing new technologies. The facility will be located in orbit around Earth and staffed by scientists from 20 different worlds. Captain Brooks reviewed the security implications of Earth's growing importance in galactic affairs. Lieutenant Martinez, our planet has become a center for cultural and scientific exchange within the cooperative. The orbital research facility will be the largest joint project in cooperative history. Jake walked to his window and looked at the construction of the alien embassy. Workers from multiple species were collaborating to build structures that represented the best architectural principles from dozens of worlds. Captain Brooks, 6 months ago, I thought the biggest challenge in my life was catching speeders. Now Earth is becoming a center of galactic civilization. Lieutenant Martinez, your traffic stop started a chain of events that has transformed humanity's place in the universe. Earth has earned respect and leadership roles within the Galactic Cooperative faster than any species in recorded history. Dr. Peterson provided final updates about the technology integration timeline. Lieutenant Martinez, within 5 years, Earth will have access to every major technology used by cooperative civilizations. Within 10 years, humans will be indistinguishable from the most advanced species in the galaxy in terms of capabilities. Jake realized that his children would grow up in a universe where traveling to other star systems was as routine as flying to other countries had been for his generation. Dr. Peterson, what kind of universe are we creating for future generations? Lieutenant Martinez, we are creating a universe where humanity's unique perspectives and capabilities contribute to the continued development of dozens of civilizations. Your traffic stop helped ensure that future generations will inherit opportunities that span the entire galaxy. Lisa Carter showed Jake the final communication of the day from Representative Zara. Lieutenant Martinez, the Andorian Science Collective wants to name their newest research station after the human police officer who helped enable first contact. The Jake Martinez Interstellar Research Facility will be dedicated to developing technologies for peaceful exploration of unknown regions of space. Jake felt overwhelmed by the honor of having an alien research facility named after him. Mrs. Carter, I was just doing my job as a police officer.